course, it's not the scariest school in existence. My school is. The Academy for Young Devils. And I was stuck in it. Hi, I'm Littlest Devil. They call me that because not only am I the littlest devil in hell, but the worst of big evil. I do try hard. The lessons are so boring. The worst was Righteous Evil by one of our teachers, Professor Screwtape, about the best way to trick even the most well-intentioned men into evil. But the one by Professor Murphy was a little more fun. In his lab, he taught us all the ways we can irritate men. Like when they plug in the USB, it's always the wrong way round. Then changing traffic lights to red just as he reached them. And this was one of my best. Bad moods are always a good start. Then one evening everything changed. Me and my classmates, acne and adenoids. So we found a place on Earth at random by stabbing a school at us with a pin. What we found was both puzzling and scary. A lot of rich kings visiting a couple of buses at a dirty stable. Then a huge flying salute by a bunch of angels. We got out there fast and told our teachers. Next day, there was a big notice in the corridor. It said if any devil went back there, they would be punished by damnation beyond damnation. Written in blood too. Ew, nasty. But I didn't see it. As soon as class was over, something in my head told me to go back there. I saved little baby in the manger from being eaten by rats. His mum was really grateful and promised to help me should I ever need it. She was called Mary. I sort of got the impression that she and the kid was something special. When I got back to hell, I was arrested for consorting with the enemy. I was dragged before Beelzebub. He ruled hell after Satan had been eternally imprisoned in a dungeon. He condemned me to see him face to face. I was then dragged through the darkest horrors of hell to his dungeon. Definite damnation beyond damnation. I didn't see anybody there. All I know that I was suddenly released from hell. I wandered time and space. I don't know what I was really looking for, but the feeling in my heart was I wanted a mum just like Mary. I found a lot of strange places. I met and talked to some very strange characters and creatures. The strangest thing was, though I was the biggest dancer in hell, a lot of ideas came into my head. I asked a lot of complicated questions. So I had to wander down the road of human life, asking those questions many would prefer were not asked. From the time you yahoos were scratching their butts on trees, until you descended onto what you fully believed was the great high ground of perception and reason, and started to Google.
Yabba dabba don't.
I poked a priest, knocked on the scientist, got treated by a bunch of wolves. That's when I met Fred and Barney. My favourite was the Truth Fairy. She flutters ahead of mankind, giggling, while he sadly treads behind her, leaving bloody footprints in his wake. I finally reached paradise, but the door was locked and I was left weeping, very much like the painting of love locked out. I was just giving up, when I was helped by someone who you would least expect.
Then the leprous apparition stilled as he looked straight at you. It surveyed him for some moments, then the wall was a single door.
Even you, little one. Even you.
Cedric groped forward, ran his hand over the littlest devil, then the door, and finally the inscription.
So, it has come to this. It is you and I alone. I did reach you this burden to find justice. Almighty, hear me. You have not heard my voice since the fall, for you strangled it thrice. But I will speak again. Hear me. My heart beats so scarred it scarcely beats. Yet even I have pity on this little one. Yes, even I. Yet you whom they call the Great Father, are not moved. Why? Why do you not see the flightless angels down below, beating against the window of light created, like birds with broken wings? Why is it that even his tiny squeak can summon the living crops you see before you? You remain unseen, silent and uncaring. Hear me! Listen to me! Is there no small dusty corner of heaven where you could permit a nest citizen mouse, say me rest in peace? It's such a small one, and this is such a small door. Will you not open it? You may hardly drought, you, wallowing in the golden sun of paradise, would not even notice it. It is so little to ask. Can you not grant even that? Why? Why?
Salem bent down and picked up the sobbing imp. There was limp. It is open. For a moment he held Littlest and kissed him tenderly on the head. Then he put him through the new open doorway.
Go. Find happiness for both of us.
All this while, Littlest had kept his eyes, blinded by the tears, tight shut against the horror. And suddenly he felt sunshine upon him, and the feeling of well-being returned, and only then he found himself once more inside paradise.
I'm not sure what happened after that. All I know, there was a strange twist in the devil's tail. Anyway, it all ended happily for me, and it will all end happily for mankind. The sun will rise, a bird will sing, and Eden will flower again. Okay, I'll pass you over to my creator. He'll try and explain his intent. Amen.
Thanks, kid. Hello, my name is Richard Ahern. The novel has the flavour of Gulliver's Travels. A naive little devil travels time and space, asking unwelcome questions on behalf of us yahoos, and encountering equally surreal characters and situations. First impressions are always the worst. The skeptic may reject the novel as being religious in intent. It is not. Of the three virtues, charity has the most value in the mortal world. It was originally written as a radio play for the BBC. The head of Radio Drums said she liked it and would commission it. That is the last I heard of it, so I wrote the novel. I was resident editorial cartoonist on a British newspaper. My editor could write several boring columns about a complex situation, but there's no point in wisdom unless John Doe understands it enough to use it. So it's my job to pre-digest it and sock it to him in one eye-catching drawing. The novel is a cartoon strip of mankind. However, humour is not always mockery. It can be a good teacher. If you didn't laugh, you will cry. Deep within us all, there is a painting, for better or worse, that yearns for an internal gallery. But right now, we're blindly stumbling through the road of life, muddied by the paradoxes of good and evil. In its physical action and reaction existence, there's no such thing as intrinsic good and evil. Every action sends up waves that often result in both. Both sides of the dispute have a case, rightly or wrongly, to put. If we are to survive, we must have peace, transparent communication sideways, and candid feedback up through the chain of command without fear of being fired. For man to survive this dangerous road, he must keep his eyes open, drive carefully, and avoid potholes and road rage. He needs reliable data, transparent and honest communication, and peace. To avoid human conflict, we must fully understand each other's motives. These are clouded by instinct, preconceptions, fear, pride, upbringing, etc. The only way to break through this is by practicing humbling empathy. The most empathic creature we know of is a newly born child. Faith may be considered a free gift by some, but charity takes a good heart, hard work, and down-to-earth whole sense. Regardless of manufacturer, we are products. We must function according to the user manual if we wish to survive. And the user manual of life is charity. So how have I illustrated this? Editorial cartoons often illustrate allegories, such as Trump at the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. The vehicle need not be true as long as it's well known and yields the intended metaphors. They also state established values using icons, such as Uncle Sam. The most open-minded creature we know of is a newly born child, but it takes two to understand. So child must meet child, understand, smile and forgive, as depicted on my cover art. Since many people believe the range of this stretches into the supernatural, I have to appeal to believers and skeptics alike. So the necessary icon of the Holy Righteous has to be the Christ child, and my Littlest Devil representing the rest of us fall guys. So I hope both believers and skeptics will find the idea of positive and negative, both grounded on a stable floor, an ideal geek metaphor to launch your tutorial. Please do not assume from all the haters and horn stuff I am a religious nut. The novel is with pragmatic, constructive intent, even though I have no choice but to make it a religious fable. Hopefully it may raise questions for debate as well as trying to seek answers. Anyway, even raving atheists love magical wands, so I hope you agree that if I entertain enough, I may get away with it. So the scenes range through horror, drama, conflict, poetry, emotion, beauty, fancy, cuteness, pathos, to pure python. I have given the pretentious debating scenes my best Wildian shot. It is an analysis of existence, whatever that may be, aimed at everyone in the hope that it would open up a new debate in the interests of world peace. We should stop bickering, keep a curious open mind, and build wisely and cautiously up from the solid earth. I am inspired by Voltaire's judge a man on his questions rather than on his answers. And Einstein's imagination is greater than knowledge. Anyway, if we're all afraid of speaking up for fear of looking at a fool, we will all remain fools. Creating humour generally makes great demands on lateral thinking outside the box. So I feel I can take a wildly holistic view of existence and have little time for orthodoxy's sake. I hope at least to sow a new seed that may bear fruit in better minds than mine. After all, it is said that Newton got bonked by an apple, and the rest is history. Not only do I deal with moral dilemmas, but with other problems that threaten humanity, such as this. I have ideas about protecting the environment, reducing global warming, and overpopulation. Ironically, overpopulation may be pleasantly solved by a rapid fall in male sperm count. I also suggest methods of reducing crime, corruption, and tax evasion. I suggest even hyper-immortality. Current research that suggests to me that the door to paradise may be through science, not religion. So, the message of the book is, of faith, hope and charity, the greatest of these is charity. Archaeology has discovered that even cavemen cared for the disabled. So love is natural. It flows up from the earth, bringing real hope and happiness in this world, whereas faith only promises it in the next. So I'm selling insurance for believer and skeptic alike. Pure Geico Insurance. Take out the insurance and survive whatever road awaits us. So please read my ebook, The Littlest Devil, by Richard Ahern. It costs $2.99 from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple, Kobo, Overdrive and Bootlocker. And it'd be very useful to me if you add your comments to this video. Thank you.
Okay, Gramps. Just off to school.
Okay, kid. Be good. Okay.
Yeah.
You silly, twisted boy.